A woman from South Jersey who police say was killed by a man she thought was her Uber driver was posthumously awarded her college degree today. Josephson was killed in March after she got into what she believed was an Uber that she had ordered. Police say it wasn't, and the driver killed her.
When death comes knocking at the door, even a simple everyday decision could become the worst. In the lively college town of Columbia, South Carolina, a young student named Samantha Lee Josephson faced a moment that turned her world upside down. What happened to her, and why did she succumb to such a cruel fate? Samantha, a bright and driven young woman, was a shining star on the University of South Carolina campus. No one could have imagined that a regular night out would end in a way that would forever change the lives of those who knew Samantha Lee Josephson. Samantha was born in Princeton, New Jersey. Samantha had dreams of becoming a lawyer and planned to attend Drexel University School of Law, where she wanted to focus on international law. She worked hard for a full scholarship to Drexel University and a partial scholarship to Rutgers. She was in a close relationship with her boyfriend, Greg. Even when Samantha was going to attend law school, Greg planned to move in with her to support her. It was just like a fairy tale. Everything was working out in her favor. Everything seemed to be going well until Friday, March 29th, 2019, when Samantha didn't return to her apartment. On the evening of March 28th, 2019, Samantha had planned to go out with her roommate and some friends in Columbia, South Carolina. Her boyfriend was supposed to join Samantha and her friends that night, but he was back in his hometown. Even though he couldn't be there, he encouraged her to go out and have fun without him. Samantha was feeling down because she had just heard about a family member's illness, so she needed a distraction. Even though Samantha was having fun with her friends, she kept texting Greg, asking him to stay in touch. Samantha asked Greg to make the 2-hour drive to visit her in Columbia because she needed emotional support. Around 2 a.m., Samantha decided to head back to her apartment alone. She used an app on her phone to call an Uber, which was a popular way for her and her friends to get around. While Samantha was waiting for the Uber, she had one last phone chat with Greg around 2:04 a.m. She told him she was heading home and had called an Uber. Security cameras captured her approaching the car, but she soon realized that the driver was there for someone else. After realizing the first car wasn't hers, Samantha turned around and returned to her spot on the sidewalk. A little later, a black Chevrolet Impala, driven by a man later identified as Nathaniel David Rowland, pulled up in front of her. Samantha said goodbye to Greg, assuming this was her ride. She opened the door, exchanged a quick word with the driver, and got into the back seat. As soon as she was inside, the car sped off. Just moments later, the actual Uber that Samantha had ordered arrived at the designated pickup location. After searching for Samantha without success, the Uber driver eventually cancelled the request and left. Later CCTV footage revealed that the black Chevrolet Impala had circled the area several times before targeting Samantha. That night, Greg, being the caring boyfriend that he was, decided to track Samantha's location using the Find My Friends app on her phone to ensure that she got home safely. As he watched her movements on the map, he noticed that she was traveling in the opposite direction of her apartment. At first, Greg didn't think much of it, assuming she might be heading to a friend's house. But when he texted her to check if she was okay, he got no response. Concerned, he tried calling her, but Samantha never answered her phone. Greg didn't give up. He kept texting Samantha several more times, but he noticed that his messages were marked as delivered but not read. This meant Samantha hadn't seen any of Greg's texts. Then her phone location stopped sharing, which shocked Greg because it had never happened before. Greg thought Samantha might have left her phone in the Uber, so he decided to call her friends and her roommate to see if they had heard from her or if she had made it home. Unfortunately, no one had heard from her or seen her. The next morning, Samantha was still missing. Her roommates were worried and reported her as missing. Greg also drove 2 hours to Columbia to help search for her. A little over 3 to 4 hours after the missing persons report was filed, a group of turkey hunters found the body of a young woman in a wooded area about 65 miles away. It was later confirmed to be Samantha Josephson. An autopsy revealed that Samantha had suffered a violent attack. Her body had over 120 separate stab wounds, with injuries to her face, head, neck, hands, upper body, legs, and feet. It was also found that her fingernails had been severely damaged as she tried to protect herself from a sharp weapon. It appeared that Samantha was attacked with a double-bladed knife and then dragged into the woods. The autopsy also showed that she lost an extreme amount of blood. While a human body normally has about 4 liters of blood, Samantha only had 20 milliliters left. On the morning of March 30th, the black Chevrolet Impala was spotted by officers on routine patrol in the same area where Samantha had been kidnapped.
Who's smoking the marijuana? I had smoked some earlier, sir, when I was at home. All right. All right, man, you got to step on out, man. All right, here's the deal, man. I pulled your car over because it matches the suspect. Get your hand in your pocket. What are you, crazy? Get over here. Hey, get over here. Come on, run. Hey, I'm gonna release the dog. I can't. I was just gonna see if he'll stop. Bravo Mike wearing the gray sweatpants, gray sweatshirt.
After a short chase, he was caught and arrested a few streets away. When the patrol officers looked inside the car, they saw a child's car seat in the back with what appeared to be bloodstains. Samantha's cell phone was also found on the floorboards. The detectives later discovered that the phone had been taken to a pawn shop where it was attempted to be sold. The detectives discovered various cleaning products in the car, like bleach, window cleaner, and antibacterial wipes. Fortunately, Roland hadn't cleaned the car very well, so there was still a lot of blood left behind. During his interrogation, Roland kept denying any involvement in Samantha Josephson's kidnapping and murder. Even with a lot of evidence against him, Nathaniel Roland continued to claim he was innocent. After his arrest, a physical examination revealed traces of Samantha's DNA under his fingernails. They speculated that Samantha had been the victim of a sudden and violent attack. The fact that the childproof locks in the car were still engaged at the time of Roland's arrest supported this theory. After the brutal attack, Roland drove to a secluded access road known only to locals and dumped Samantha's body in the nearby woods. When he got back home, Roland spent much of the day posting on social media as if nothing had happened. Since he had lived in the area most of his life and his home was only minutes away from where Samantha's body was found, this was another piece of strong evidence against him. Roland's background provided more evidence pointing to him as the killer. He was known to be a devoted churchgoer and had attended South Carolina State University in 2017. Roland had a past felony arrest from October 2018 for obtaining property under false pretenses. Additionally, he was involved in a carjacking with another man. They assaulted a woman, forced her to drive to an ATM to withdraw money, and then made her drive home, where they robbed her of more belongings, including a PlayStation. When detectives got a search warrant for his girlfriend Maria Howard's apartment, they searched the trash bins behind the apartment. In the trash, they found a sock and bandana that were heavily stained with Samantha's blood. Detectives also discovered a white sheet with blood on it, a roll of duct tape, blood-stained wipes, and a two-bladed knife with blood on it. Tests later confirmed that the blood on the knife and other items was from Samantha. Nathaniel Roland was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. After Samantha's murder, her parents were deeply affected, so they decided to make sure no one else went through what their daughter did. To achieve this, they started the What's My Name Foundation. This foundation encourages people to ask rideshare drivers to identify themselves by name before getting into a stranger's car. May her memory inspire us to stay alert, look out for each other, and work together to make the world safer and more caring. If you found this video meaningful, please give a like and share your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and check out our other videos.